Hi everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Today's video is all about healthy Nigerian meals for gastritis. It's not even only for gastritis. If you have any stomach lining issues or diseases, things like ulcer as well, this is what you need to be doing. So today I'm going to be making 3 Nigerian dishes that I'm going to slightly redefine to reach that healthy bar, because you need to eat healthy. Like, you can't be having your normal swallow, you can't be having your jollof rice, you can't be having all those things because they really affect your stomach. So the first thing I'm going to make for you guys today So the sweet potato porridge was super amazing. You can actually have it either hot or cold, and I would even recommend that when you are cooking your potatoes, you leave the skin on. So whether it's Irish potatoes or sweet potatoes, which are really good for your stomach lining, be sure to leave the skin on. Just make sure you wash it very well until all the dirt are gone, and then just cook it and eat it. Like, the skin is super amazing for your stomach lining. The fiber it has is really good and aids with digestion as well. So that being said, we are getting into the second dish, and we're going to the swallow. Now, I know a lot, in fact every Nigerian, there's no Nigerian I've seen that doesn't love swallow, but this is gonna be a bit different, just very healthy and still yummy. So starting off, and so the first thing I'm gonna do is just add in the okra. It's a very quick recipe, so I'm guessing everyone knows how to cut okra, so I don't need to show you guys that. Now I'm going to add water. Now this would allow the okra to cook. This okra soup is literally going to take 15 minutes and you're in and out of the kitchen. I think that's the joy of actually going through this journey, because you begin to learn new recipes and you actually see how cooking doesn't have to be super stressful. So next thing I'm going to add in the pot is onions. I've already sliced the onions, and I'm going to add in some grated ginger, iru, also known as locust beans. I feel like if iru is not your soup, then it's not complete. Then we're going to add in the crayfish, and lastly mackerel fish, and just add in a bit more water because we want the fish to cook as well. The fish is raw, it's not cooked. So once the fish starts cooking, then we're also going to break that in, but I'll show you guys later on. But the key thing is to allow the okra cook a bit and also allow the fish and the onions to cook. So talking about fish, one thing I would say is stick to seafood. You can have a mackerel, tilapia, you can also have shrimps, but you can't actually have tuna, sardine. They actually hurt your tummy. I've tried tuna and I regretted it. And then when we move on to chicken, stick with just chicken breast because it has less fat than other parts of the chicken. And then when it comes to beef as well, I would advise goat meat is actually good. Beef steak and extra lean minced beef, those are really good. Any other cuts, avoid them. Basically, we're just trying to avoid cuts that has a lot of fat. So at this point, it has been 5 minutes. I've added a bit more water and I've started breaking up the mackerel fish. It's not completely cooked, so still leave it for another like 5 minutes. And at this point, the only seasoning I'm going to add is salt. We're just going to add a bit of salt, but not too much salt, because you know fish already has its own natural salt, so you don't want it to get too salty. And just stir that and allow it to cook for another 5 minutes thereabouts. So I've reduced my gas and I'm going to allow that to just simmer away. And I know some people are shouting there saying, oh my god, she didn't use any bouillon cube. Is it gonna taste? It's not gonna be sweet. But sorry to burst your bubbles, it's gonna taste amazing. Because as a chef, first of all, you need to play around with natural ingredients. Using seasoning cube to enhance your food is sort of cheating your way, in my own opinion. Also, some people say it's not healthy. I'm not so sure. Oops. I'm not so sure if it's healthy or not, but with natural flavors from the onions, the ginger, the crayfish, they will just bring the meal alive. That's what I can say. So here it is. Here's the final product. You can also add in some vegetable leaves if you want to, but this for me is fine. Took me 10 minutes to make, and yeah. So for this particular recipe, I'm going to be using potato poundo potato. I think a lot of people have been saying this lately. It's really healthy for you. Again, you can't actually eat eba, you can't eat pounded yam. They are like some swallow you can eat. So for me, this is like the best swallow that really works. Again, you need to take them in moderate quantity. You can't have like big like big swallow. It's going to be really small, like I'll show you guys. So we've come to the final recipe for today. One thing I would still recommend, however, is if you can actually eliminate swallow from your diet, I recommend you do so. So for this last dish, I'm going to be taking you guys on a little tropical journey. We're going to be making coconut rice. I believe it's a very, very popular Nigerian delicacy, but mine comes with a little twist, which is instead of using the normal white rice, we're going to be using bulgur rice. The reason I said this is because white rice, although it's easy to digest, it doesn't actually contain enough fiber for your stomach lining to heal. So I recommend you either use brown rice or bulgur rice. But for today's recipe, we're using bulgur rice. It's this duru bulgur rice. It's kind of very popular. I think I'll find it everywhere. And yeah, so let's start making the dish. So in here, I added some coconut oil and some chopped shrimps. I'm just going to cook it for about 20 seconds and then take it out. So into the same pot, I'm going to add some chopped onions. Then right here, I have some paprika pepper that I've chopped and bay leaf. Just going to pour that in. Next, I have some grated ginger here. Then immediately I have some dried fish here that I've soaked in water. Just going to bring that out and pour it in. Then lastly, crayfish. At this point, I'll just say reduce the heat completely or even turn it off, but just let it keep cooking for another like 1 minute. I have my rice here. I didn't wash it. You actually don't have to, but if you want to, feel free. And just give that a stir. So right now I'm going to add in some thyme and salt. At this point, I've actually turned off the heat, but it's still cooking because the pan is still hot. But I'm going to turn it on in a bit. So the next thing I'm going to add is my coconut milk, but I'm going to use the powdered coconut milk. I don't know if you can see how it looks like. It's just powder. I'm going to mix it with the amount of water I actually need to cook the dish. So I'm not adding any extra water or any extra stock. That's why I like using this. So I'm just going to mix it with water right now. So right here, I've already mixed my coconut powder with some water. we'll just give that a stir, but also try and deglaze the pot with the liquid, so all the spices that got stuck to the bottom of the pot, the liquid is going to bring everything out. So at this point you can actually cover it and let it cook, but I'm just going to leave it open because it's burger rice and it doesn't actually take a long time to cook, like 15-20 minutes, and it's going to be ready. So this is how it looks at the end. I actually like mine creamy because like it's coconut rice. Why not make it very coconutty? But if you don't like it creamy like this, you just put less coconut milk and add more water or stock. I'm going to take those shrimps we cooked at the beginning. So like I said, if you actually don't want it creamy, because I know a lot of people will be like, oh, I don't like my coconut rice like this, they want to see the single grains, you can have that. Just make sure you put less coconut milk. Just make sure your meal is not filled with coconut milk only. Mix it with some water or some chicken stock. But I like mine like this. I think it sort of reminds me of like creamy pasta. Tasty. Alright, so that's it guys. So we've come to the end of today's video guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.